Lynn Susak again with Faith Talk. Beautiful sky today. Need to talk about what I'm excited about, which is I don't know what I'm going to call this yet, but it's about discussion I'm having with my son. I have a son out of state. I'm in Michigan, who is has been graduated from Bible college, and anyway, I'm real proud of him. However, there's different viewpoints, going on. My whole family is Christian, but so many different viewpoints. Okay, we're all saved, but we're not all healed, and I, for one, am believing for healing, and a lot of people don't see things that way. But anyway, the discussions, which are awesome, on the Bible that we are talking about at the moment is the promises of God. Which promises are ours, that we're heirs. And that's another Curry Blake teaching, which I really appreciate. But I have my own constant way of using the promises of God, and which promises are ours. Well, all of them, and we get what we believe. So Curry Blake talks about in Galatians 4, it's 3:29 through 4 or something, about the weak and beggarly elements of the world, and how we're not supposed to be subject to them. And that's my constant, it's the natural mind versus we're surrounded by people that believe in the natural, that we're subject to the elements of the world. Poison, snake bite, that we get sick because of viruses and things. But it says right there, and I'm willing to believe that is a rebuke. Why are you subject, again, not only to legalism that is talked about right there in Galatians, going back to the law, being subject to dates and times and seasons, and he rebukes the Galatians for going back to paying attention to washing of hands and stuff. It's the legalism at that time, what they were doing. You're set free. Why are you going back to that? Well, he also explains that, which I never knew when I was younger as a Christian, that we're not supposed to be subject to this natural world, which I agree. And so that's the way we live our lives, and that's why I'm so healthy, still fighting for every freedom that is mine. And it's really against my mind that I'm fighting more than anything. So the things that I have come into agreement with and believe constantly are, I just looked up the verse, but about I could drink deadly poison and it will not harm me. If you get bit by anything, it's not going to harm you, but only if you believe it, and you speak the word. If I got bit by a snake, I would speak, it's not going to harm me. Another random thing, even I know several people that got a bullet to the brain, got somebody shot them in the head. They lived. Even I know that in the emergency room there was a girl that came in somehow mixed up with the wrong crowd, got shot in the head, but was conscious. I have a witness of this. Not supposed to say things, so I don't want to get anyone in trouble. That she's like, in the name of Jesus, I'm going to live and not die. And she lived. That's how we do it. She'll still have I mean, she could pray for that bullet to disappear, but as far as I know, the bullet stayed and she lived. And this is the kind of thing that we have to believe, and that's what Curry Blake teaches, that we are indestructible. I'm trying to remember the word he uses in some of his teachings, but I mean, some people call this, heretical teaching, obviously, and I call the anti-gracers heretical. To absolutely anti-Christ, if you're anti-grace, you're anti-Christ. You're not preaching the gospel. It's absolute error, and people think we're taking advantage of our freedom by indulging in, I don't even want to talk about it, but we're gonna just focus on the things that have been successful I've seen. So another verse that I mentioned is that Abraham, all his promises, what are they? I'm presently looking them up because I'm trying to give my son those verses, and it's I claim a lot, my natural, we could live 120 years like Abraham. Our eyesight, his eyesight was not dim, nor his natural forces abated. I don't have to be weak. I don't have to have bad eyesight. I've had my eyesight start to get blurry. One morning it was so bad, it was scary. And, the fear of, oh my gosh, my eyesight's going bad, I'm getting older. But I fought it off. I don't know how long. It was back and forth. I used reading glasses. I have what's considered reading glasses to alleviate strain on smaller letters, and when I feel a strain I will use them. But my eyesight, well, I finally got an exam and it's 20/40. I don't think that's too bad. I'm like, yes. But it was going down, and if I would have believed it, I would have had, okay, I guess my eyesight's getting bad. I'm over a certain age. We won't say. And let's see. I love the Acts 28 where Paul gets bit by a snake and shakes it off. That's what we all can do. And they thought he was a god when he lived. But the first thing they did was accuse him of, thought he was going to die. Why did he get bit by a snake? God must have sent him the snake because he deserved it. And then he lived, and they're like, oh, they're trying to, worship him. People are, persecuting. People are so fickle. So, but that example, I love that example. I keep holding on to it. If you accidentally, eat something that's bad, come in contact with, viruses, and fortunately I've already renewed my mind to the fact that I don't catch anything. You can subconsciously have that, like if you're around someone, you see somebody sick, before you get to the point where you know you're free, you could come down with something just by seeing them sick, because it's like coming in through the eyes, and your body can react to an old belief that you have. Old beliefs is what tends to really be the culprit with things that go on with our bodies. If you ever heard that you're supposed to get sick from something, you can get sick from it, and allergies and all that, but you just keep renewing your mind, keep resisting, keep saying, no, that's not right, because the word says this, and you remind yourself of examples in the Bible. You really, I was just going to go through some examples of things that I've successfully resisted because I believe this. and just how healthy I am. I don't get infections. I resist any infections and bladder infections, anything that typically happens to a person in condition I've been dealing with. And you know, if you can put in comments things that you've overcome that you used to have problems with, that will be helpful. And as always, resisting paralysis. You know, once a few of us get healed, one of us, it's gonna help the rest of us. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as I'm expecting it to click. I'm gonna definitely be showing my freedom, and that's gonna help everybody else. But anybody that goes first that's been dealing with paralysis or anything else that people really have a hard time seeing healing from, they need to say so. They need to make it public. You know, it's the fight the good fight of faith. Stand firm and stand again. Resist the devil and he will flee. And there are lots of examples of fighting paralysis, of being healed of paralysis in scriptures, and that's the stuff that we have to fill our minds with, not only testimonies from today, but all the examples in the Word of and using your imagination to believe that belongs to you. The more we imagine it, the more we can believe it. Okay, I'm running out of time. I'll catch you next time. Thank you.